Like the 49ers are in the NFC Championship game again this weekend. Again, 3 and 4 years. And that's actually why I will start my answer about why I actually think the 49ers are under a little bit more pressure than the Eagles. I catch all what you're saying. I really do.
Yeah.
The Eagles are the favorite.
And Joe and Bonte pretty much laid out exactly what I was thinking, so Go ahead and give me your counterpoint.
Well, I just think that that's all the sort of obvious stuff that's in the moment.
Oh, so I'm obvious now.
Right. Well, no, I just think that you guys are
right. Like that.
You guys
I mean, okay.
That's right. You're such a simpleton. No,
totally.
it's the point is you guys are right if you just look at this thing right now in this year's fishbowl. They're the favorite. They're the home team. They've been the 1 seed from the outset. They were the last team to lose a game this year in the NFL, and Jalen Hurts was an MVP candidate until he got hurt. So we can say all of that. However, I also think the Eagles, this group, Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, they're new to the party. This is new for them. Now, I know they made the playoffs last year, but they're a one and done road team, first round out. They are new to the party in terms of contending to win a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers are not even close. In fact, as we just said, 3rd NFC title game in 4 years. And for me, that says everything that you need to know. That means that if you lose this one, you start to move toward the reputation of, you're Marv Levy and the Bills, Phil Mickelson for years. You can dance, but you can't be the last dance. And that's a reputation that I do think hangs over this a little bit. And I dispute the idea that, the Niners are playing with house money because they got a 7th-round quarterback. Because they've already announced he's not a 7th-round quarterback anymore. He's their starting quarterback.
Yeah,
this is their guy.
Sure.
So if this is your guy going forward, well, then now this is your guy. So let's forget when he was drafted. You actually show up at this party at the fullest of strengths that you've had all year. Because you now have the guy that you actually are going to go forward with.
Yes, but you are the road team, and Philadelphia was better than you in the regular season. Philadelphia was the best team in the regular season. And if the 49ers lose, Kyle Shanahan is under no real pressure, and the scrutiny will be the same scrutiny he's faced before. Pressure in terms of...
You don't think so?
No, in terms of, Kyle, you're on the hot seat.
No hot seat. Neither of these guys. No one's on the hot seat if they lose this weekend.
Right.
Right?
He's taken a 3rd-string quarterback, and you've gotten to the NFC Championship game. So you can put aside the fact that he was Mr. Irrelevant, last player taken, 7th round. If you want to put that aside, put it aside. He's a rookie, and no rookie has won the conference championship and gone to the Super Bowl. So that's something that would be absolutely groundbreaking. And because of that, Kyle Shanahan, if he loses, can say, well, this has never happened before. We did what we could. He's a rookie. He only played 7 games in the regular year. He was drafted in the 7th round and all the rest of it. Those are facts. Whether or not he's their guy going forward, he's still a rookie, and Jalen Hurts is not a rookie. Jalen Hurts had a better year than Brock Purdy did. Jalen Hurts is an MVP finalist. Philadelphia is the home team. They're the team that had the bye, the only bye in the NFC, so they're well rested. They've got a more talented roster, and they're playing at home in front of a fan base that's only celebrated 4 championship parades in 43 years. And because of all those things, the city angle as well, that to me puts Philadelphia under a lot more pressure.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I guess if we're talking about pressure as if any coach this weekend, go ahead and throw Taylor and Andy Reid in there,
and
too.
None of them.
Everybody's going to get an attaboy on the way out the door, whether this ends this weekend for them or in 2 weeks, or if you're the last one standing with confetti. No matter what, nobody's going to look at any of these 4 and say anything other than, dude, great job. So that's not the pressure I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about where an organization and a fan base is left if you lose this game. And Philadelphia just arrived as a contender. There's no hits. The last time they were a contender, they won the whole thing. Different QB, different coach, just a few years ago. The 49ers have not won a Super Bowl in almost 30 years. They've been twice. They were both near misses and lost. Add in last year's NFC Championship game. now if you were to throw in this year's NFC Championship game, you're building a frustration level of near misses that to me would be way worse than what Philly would experience if you lose this game and you're like, okay, I mean, Jalen Hurts has arrived as an elite quarterback. We've got our new coach in Nick Sirianni, and we are set up to really be a problem in the NFC East for the next few years. Anybody's going to be disappointed, but right. The 49ers are the team that if they lose, a reputation starts to get built.
See, I disagree with that, and I think and maybe I'm just the guy who always looks at things on the positive side, and you're just a negative Nelly because if I look at it in terms of the Niners and the pressure, well, you're going to be here again next year. You're going to be a playoff team again next year. You are built to last, this 49er team. I don't know if you could say that about Philadelphia.
Really?
In terms of their roster and the amount of free agents they have, the amount of high-priced talent they have on the defensive line, and I haven't looked at all of their cap numbers in terms of their roster retention ability, but you're the Niners, and you're here all the time. So, yes, you don't want to get labeled as Buffalo Bills West, as a team that gets close and can't get over the finish line. That's going to be disappointing, but in terms of the pressure they're under, Philadelphia doesn't get to a lot of these, and therefore, being at home, coming off the bye with an MVP almost quarterback, this is your time. This is your moment to get it done. And if you lose at home, and you've been very dismissive of the Philadelphia fan base, and I won't be a part of that conversation.
I don't think they have anything to do with the game.
No, they have to do with the pressure. They have to do with They have to do with how much pressure a team is under.
Okay, yeah, the way a fan base is going to react. But
I mean, that's where most of this pressure comes from.
Here's what's interesting about the Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy discussion, and this is kind of what I was trying to get at yesterday. It's not about who's better. We know Jalen Hurts has been doing this longer and was an MVP candidate this year and all of those things. But it seems like we've therefore turned Jalen Hurts into like this big bad mofo who, and Brock Purdy's like, I'm just over here in the 7th round. Brock's only making $800,000 this year. Guess what Jalen Hurts is making? $1 million.
Yeah.
He's an out of nowhere surprise NFL quarterback also, who's also starting his 3rd playoff game. So I don't think by any stretch Jalen Hurts has this hung around his neck where it's like, dude, this is embarrassing if you lose this game. There's no embarrassment this weekend. This is a 2-point spread, 2.5-point spread. It's the 2 best teams. There's nothing embarrassing. It's simply a matter of what have you been through over the last 5 to 7 years? Well, the Eagles have been once, and they danced, and they won the whole thing. The 49ers are now in their 3rd trip to the Final Four. And if it ends there, I just think you damn well better believe people are going to start saying, gosh, you can't get over the hump. And the Brock Purdy story, the 7th round thing, that's for the movie after the year. But he's the starter now.
Right.
And he's the starter next year. So I don't think we can use that anymore. If we do, he's just a set. Well, then the Eagles get to use it too. Well, Jalen Hurts is just
he's a 2nd round pick, and he's played 3 years, and he's making 4.2, by the way, according to the SPO track that I was looking at.
That's 2023. That's the 2023 season.
And that's
when, next year.
And they could rework his deal right after this year as a 2nd round pick. After 3 years, they can give him an extension, and they can go ahead and
they can definitely talk extension at some point in here.
At the end of the 3rd year, yeah. So Jalen Hurts, more highly touted, more highly drafted than Brock Purdy. And I think in terms of how you look at this, if a team loses, you look at what Jalen Hurts did throughout the year, what Philadelphia did throughout the year. Jalen Hurts only lost 1 game as a quarterback, and Philadelphia was far and away the best team, not only in the NFC, but in the NFL. And for you to have a bye, have a home game, you crushed the Giants, and now you have the Niners come in. And I know it's only a 2.5-point spread, depending on where you shop for it. So it's not like this is going to be a double-digit blown deficit that Philadelphia would be losing. It's going to be a tight game. It's narrow either way, but to me, being the home team, the top seed with a near MVP, you're under a lot more pressure to win.
I just think what we're talking about here with that sort of concept is what you're telling me is that the Eagles have a great opportunity. The 49ers have a great opportunity.
Right.
But the frustration of the fan base, to me, is way worse here. if that opportunity is missed. Jalen Hurts, brand new to this party as well. Yeah, second rounder, 53rd overall.
Sure.
You get quarterbacking. If you're expected to do something in this league, you're not available at the 53rd pick as a quarterback. So, no, he's not a seventh rounder, and he was a bigger name, and he was involved in Oklahoma and Alabama and all that. But when they drafted him, this is not what they thought was going to happen. They did not think 3 years from now Jalen Hurts is going to be our starter and an MVP candidate. That was not their projection. If it was, they picked him in the top 10. So,
they picked him thinking that he was a player that they thought could be a good player. Nobody ever looks at a player and says, oh, so you take Trey Lance number 3 overall and you think in 3 years he's going to be an MVP candidate and he's going to lead us to the Super Bowl. Well, you hope he will do that, and you hope that of Brock Purdy when you take him in Mr. Irrelevant spot in the end of the 7th round. You didn't take him thinking, oh, this guy's a bum. You took him thinking, hey, we see something. We hope that maybe someday he can be something. And the Niners didn't think that Brock Purdy would be this soon. No way.
Yeah, I just feel like, to me, it's a can't-lose game. And I don't mean that from the obvious sense, like it's a playoff game. To me, this is more of a can't-lose game for the 49ers than it is for the Eagles. We'll hear